Parshas Vayera. This is a shmuz adapted from the shmuzin of Moran Hagoyin Reb Chaim Shmulevich Zecher Tzaddik Livrocha. It says in the Pasuk, when Sarah was informed that she's going to have a child, the Pasuk says, "Vatitzchak Sarah b'kirbo lemar." Sarah laughed. She said, "I'm already an old lady. Va'adoni zokein. My husband is old. How is it possible that I'm going to have a child?" Vayoma Hashem el Avraham. So Hashem told Avram, "Lama zot tzochak Sarah." Why did Sarah laugh? Lamar saying, "Shall I have a child? Va'ani zokanti, and I am old." So this is incredible. The truth was that Sarah Imenu said, "My husband is old, va'adoni zokein." And when Hashem repeated over what Sarah said, that she laughed and that she said, "How is it possible that I should have a child? Va'ani zokanti, I'm old." That's the way Hashem reported to Avram what Sarah said. But that's not what Sarah said. It was Hashem altered it. Hashem changed what Sarah said. Sarah really said, "My husband is old." When Hashem reported it to Avram Avinu, what Sarah said, he said, "Why did Sarah say, Va'ani zokanti, that I am old, I, Sarah, am old?" Hashem did not report accurately what Sarah actually said. Who asked this question? The Gemara itself asked this question in Bava Metzia, Peice Amud Aleph. And Rashi himself brings it. Va'ani zokanti. And when Hashem reported to her that I am old, that I, Sarah, am old, Shino hakosuf mipnei hasholem. This is what the Gemara really answers, and Rashi brings it down in very big kitzur, that the Rebbeinu Shalom altered what she said because of peace, in the interests of peace. Because Shaharehi Amra, because she really said, "My husband is old." Hashem changed it. He says to Avram, "Why is Sarah saying that I am old, that I, Sarah, am old, if she really said, my husband, Avram, is old?" What does it mean Hashem changed what she said because in the interests of peace? So the explanation that is understood here is that if Avram would hear that Hashem is saying, if Hashem would say that my husband is old, that would mean that Avram appeared old to Sarah in her eyes. She felt that her husband is an old man. And apparently, if she felt that her husband was an old man, he might be offended. He might be offended somewhat that his wife considers him to be an old man. That's the way this Gemara is explained. So because it might be understood, it might appear that Sarah is looking at her husband as if he's an old man, that might offend Avram Avinu. That's the way the world understands. And the question is, why would he be offended that he's an old man? He was an old man. He was 100 years old. 100 years old. Would he be offended if his wife just tells him what the truth is? If his wife says, if his wife says to him, if his wife says, my husband is old, why should Avram be offended? Why couldn't Hashem accurately report what Sarah actually said? Why would he feel bad if he's really 100 years old? She's not putting him down in any way. Furthermore, Avram Avinu himself said, when he was informed that he's going to have a child, Avram Avinu said, at the end of Lech Lecha, Halaven Meya Shora Yivoled. Could somebody who's 100 years old, Halaben, he's speaking about himself. Is it possible that a person 100 years old can have a child? So again, why did Hashem have to alter it? All she's saying is the truth, what his age was. And he himself, Avram Avinu himself, spoke about himself as being 100 years old. But we see from here, even though Avram Avinu knew that he was 100 years old, and even though he spoke about himself as being 100 years old, but to some remote degree, some far out, somewhere, somehow, he might have some slight offense. We don't even understand how he could have this offense. How he could be offended, since he was really that way, and since he really spoke that way about himself. But he might feel there's some remote offense that he might feel, and the Rebbeinu Shalom, for the sake of peace and harmony, there should be no discord whatsoever changed that Sarah Imenu said that I am old. It shouldn't be that Sarah is speaking about her husband, that her husband is old. Some slight discord that might come out of this, Hashem already was careful to, even Hashem had to change what he said. The lesson of all this is we have to learn from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The idea of making harmony and peace between people, even though they might be separated in some very, very, very slight degree, it shouldn't be at all. There should be perfect harmony and perfect peace. And we have to learn from here to try to make peace between each other. There should be no remote possibility that there's any discord between us. This is the lesson that we should learn from here. We should be zeicha to make shalom bein adam l'chaverei. Amen v'amen.